Did you know that according to the World Health Organization, high blood pressure, also known as hypertension, affects approximately 1.13 billion people worldwide, which means that 1 in 4 adults aged 18 years and older suffers from high blood pressure. If left uncontrolled, high blood pressure can increase the risk of many heart diseases, for example, heart attack, stroke, and heart failure, all of which can be fatal. It can also lead to vision impairment and even blindness in severe cases, and it can also affect the brain functions. This is why it's crucial to control your blood pressure to avoid any complications. This is why in this video, we will reveal to you the top 7 worst foods for high blood pressure. These foods can severely raise your blood pressure without you even knowing about it. So it's essential to limit your intake of these 7 foods. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Number 1. Salt. If you ever get diagnosed with high blood pressure, one of the first things your doctor will recommend is that you lower your salt intake. But why is salt bad for your blood pressure? Well, salt is the compound sodium chloride. It's the sodium that worries your doctor. You see, sodium has the ability to attract and retain water wherever it is. If you eat excessive amounts of salt with your meals, there will be more sodium in your blood vessels. This will then attract more water inside your blood vessels, increasing the pressure inside them. Moreover, sodium causes the muscles in the walls of your blood vessels to contract. When these muscles contract, your arteries become narrower. When your blood is forced to flow through a narrower space, it flows at a higher pressure. If your sodium consumption is low, your kidneys can throw away the excess sodium in urine. However, if you eat too much salt, your kidneys won't be able to eliminate it as it'll be beyond its capacity. So sodium will accumulate inside your blood vessels and increase your blood pressure. So try to not let your salt intake exceed 2,000 milligrams, which is equal to only about 1 teaspoon of salt. It is even best to aim for less than 1,500 milligrams per day for those diagnosed with high blood pressure. Also, make sure to always read the labels at the back of your favorite snacks to monitor your salt intake and preferably avoid the ones with considerable amounts of sodium. Moreover, if you're able to, cook your own meals so that you can control how much salt goes in them. Number 2. Deli meats. Deli meats include ham, salami, bologna, and turkey breasts. These types of meats are preserved using incredibly extreme amounts of salt. And as we previously mentioned, salt is equal to sodium, and sodium is equal to high blood pressure. The fact that these meats are tasty doesn't help, because most people tend to consume more than the recommended serving per person. So, it is best if you replace deli meats with fresh, unprocessed meats. Not only will your blood vessels and heart thank you for it, but also your other organs, such as your liver and kidneys. Number 3. Canned soups. Even though numerous people prefer canned soups for their convenience, however, the extra comfort isn't worth the risks you'll have after your blood pressure increases. Regular consumption of canned soups can significantly elevate your blood pressure, particularly due to their high sodium content. An average can of soup can have 600 to 800 milligrams of sodium. In some cases, the salt content is much more than that. This salt is added to canned soups to preserve them and enhance their flavor, so it's hard to find canned soup with low sodium content. In addition to all that we previously mentioned about sodium, sodium also stimulates your sympathetic nervous system. This is the part of your nervous system responsible for the fight and flight response. To understand what the fight and flight response is, think of how your body would be like if you were running from a large lion. One of the first things you'll feel is that your heart is beating faster and stronger. This will force more blood into your blood pressure, and so increase your blood pressure. This is why it's better to opt for homemade soups rather than ready-made canned ones. If you don't have time to prepare them throughout the week, try preparing your meals in bulk during the weekend. This will save you so much time on your busy days, and you'll obviously be eating healthier. Number 4. Sugary drinks. Did you know that those sugary drinks you have to make your mood better can be detrimental to your blood pressure? Sugary drinks include sodas, sweetened fruit juices, and energy drinks. So, what do they all have in common? They are all high in sugar and calories. But how does this affect your blood pressure? Well, these drinks can lead to weight gain and obesity. An increase in weight means that your body will require more blood to supply more oxygen and nutrients. This will increase the workload on the heart and raise your blood pressure. This is further amplified by the fact that these drinks don't give a sensation of fullness, so it's extremely easy to consume high amounts of them. Additionally, high sugar intake can activate the sympathetic nervous system, leading to increased heart rate and narrowing of your blood vessels. The effect of both combined would be a raise in your blood pressure. So it's best to avoid sugary drinks and opt for sugar-free fresh juices or a nice cold cup of water when you need a refreshment. Before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 5. Frozen pizza. Frozen pizza, like canned soups, puts you in a tough dilemma where you have to choose between convenience and health. If you tend to choose convenience, you may notice that your blood pressure is alarmingly high. This is because frozen pizza is high in sodium and saturated fats. By now, you probably know why sodium is bad for your blood pressure by heart. But what about saturated fats? Well, saturated fats lead to the buildup of plaque in the arteries, which is a condition known as atherosclerosis. This buildup narrows your arteries and makes them less flexible. As your blood flows in your blood vessels, it'll be met with resistance of these stiffened blood vessels, and so this resistance will raise your blood pressure. Moreover, high intake of saturated fats can also lead to inflammation. Inflammation will cause damage to your blood vessels and lead to atherosclerosis. This means that your blood vessels will stiffen and narrow and will resist the flow of blood. All this plus the effects of sodium can make your blood pressure skyrocket. Number 6. Pickles and fermented foods. Pickles and fermented foods are other examples of foods high in sodium that can negatively impact your blood pressure. This is because they're prepared by being soaked in water and salt for extended periods of time. Over time, the soaked food will absorb the salt around them and become high in sodium. And like we discussed, high sodium will worsen your blood pressure. A study was done to prove that reducing sodium intake reduces blood pressure. In this study, individuals with high sodium intake equal to 3,300 milligrams per day were made to decrease their sodium intake to 2,300 milligrams per day. Results showed that they experienced a significant decrease in their blood pressure. Then they were made to decrease their sodium intake further to 1,500 milligrams per day, and guess what? They experienced an ever further reduction in their blood pressure. Do you now see how decreasing foods high in sodium can significantly regulate your blood pressure? Number 7. Alcohol. Regularly drinking alcohol can worsen high blood pressure. This is because alcohol consumption stimulates the sympathetic nervous system. Not only that, but alcohol itself also narrows your blood vessels in addition to the narrowing done by the sympathetic nervous system. Furthermore, alcohol promotes the release of a hormone called aldosterone from your adrenal glands. Aldosterone leads to sodium and water retention, which contributes to higher blood pressure. This is why it's vital to drink alcohol in moderation if you are diagnosed with hypertension. So these were the worst 7 foods for high blood pressure. Try decreasing or cutting out any of these 7 foods from your diet and regularly measure your blood pressure after that for a few days. You'll be shocked with the results. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you tried that yet? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We love to hear them. Thanks for watching.